Okay, so there I don't know where to begin. There's so much information. We got literally plot dropped on us, just like big blocks of plot dropped on us. We got a huge fight, which I enjoyed that fight. Um, we technically got the duel at the end, which was anticlimactic, to be honest. I'm hoping they revisit and we get like a round two, or I guess it's technically a round three because now they've killed each other, um, and now it's 1-1 essentially. So maybe towards the end, I would love if this was the end battle and they get their round three, the very final battle after the bestials are dead, after whatever, if there's a main boss, whatever. After that, if we go back to this. And we get basically the Cerebrians versus Don Clan essentially at the end. I would love to be that. Make it 2 episodes. The final 2 episodes. Make it that. I would absolutely love that. So to jump into this, we start with them basically about to start, and they basically say, okay, hey, we're in a stance off, and let's go back in time and figure out how this all happened and whatnot. So the intro hits, and then we go 3 days in the past. Well. Three days backwards. That I guess is technically in the past, but we see what they're doing. They're basically the Don brothers. They're at a basically a water park essentially, having fun. I think they were trying to drown Don Pink or something and flip him off. He was on a floaty. They were doing something, messing around with him in the pool. That Don was being very smart, and he used his glasses and had Kaito make him a smoothie essentially, and reaches hey you're across town, but here I can just reach my hand through, I can grab my smoothie, so thank you very much. So I want to see more of that. Hey, there's something way across town. Let's just grab an item and use it for battle. Or something like that. Have Kaito give you something through a doorway or something. Like, I want more of that. Like, obviously we've seen teleporting. They've gone to different spots to run away and whatnot. But I want to see them, grab an item, use an item or something. Or Kaito comes to, hand someone an item and just runs away. So again, they're at a water park and whatnot, enjoying basically summer. And they want Toro to get in the water, so he finishes his smoothie, jumps in underwater, and then he's speaking underwater to the evil Blue Ranger, the Cerebrian, Sonai. And we get the little captions of, hey, like, this is what they're saying underwater, essentially. As you see all the air bubbles just going up to the surface. So I wonder how long that took them to do. Because they're like moving their mouths in the water. That's got to be a lot of water they're swallowing. And there's probably chlorine and whatnot, too. So that's got to suck. So they basically decide, hey, we're going to do a duel in 3 days. He pops back up and he's over on the shore, so nice over on the shore instead of in the water with Don Red. And so Don Red basically, pulls his team out of the water and says, hey, I gotta go do a duel in 3 days. But he doesn't do anything. And we jump to, Sonai, basically playing pool. But he was doing like a trick shot where he has, a red ball going, diagonal, and then a blue ball going, the opposite way, and then they clash at the end and go in 2 separate holes on the other end of the pool table and whatnot. And so, the other Cerebrians, the other 2 are like, hey, like, you should go be training and whatnot. So they all go out and train. He doesn't transform, which confuses the other 2 Cerebrians. But he said, we hear his thoughts and saying, hey, like, if I get faster in my base human form, essentially, like, I'll be able to keep up with Don Red in, when I'm transformed and whatnot. That's essentially what he says. And so we get that. We get little thoughts of, basically, there's little montages of him training. Then in between when he's training with the other Cerebrians, we get Don Black, or not Don Black, Don Red. He goes, yeah, I don't want to train because I get trained through pain. That's what I train through pain, and he says, if I did train without that, like, it'd be way too simple to beat this guy. So apparently he's some prodigy where he can, train for 5 minutes and suddenly be 100 times stronger or something like that. So okay, again, this is why I've been talking about it for literally every episode. Got to get everyone else up to his level, and now they're just saying, like, hey, if he trains a day, he's gonna be way stronger than everyone else. That's probably how he's gonna get his the super form. Whether it's only him, because I know recent Sentai, it's been basically a lot of the Red Ranger only gets it. So whether it's only him or they have everyone else get it, just like the Roboto form, if everyone else gets the super form, which I would love. I would rather that than just have Don Red get it, and then he's again 100 times stronger than everyone else, and only he can compare with the end of the third arc bosses, monsters of the week and whatnot. I would not enjoy that. So again, he just basically is delivering mail. He's delivering mail. And then he essentially does not show up to the fight the day of, and so Sonai seeks him out and says, like, what the heck, man. And Don Red just goes, yeah, work's more important than personal life because someone else called in sick, so I had to take over. So, we'll do the duel afterwards. So Sonai's like, okay, you know what, whatever, fine, we'll go deliver mail. And so they finally, I don't think they've ever done this, but they finally did a little thing, which I talked about at the very, first episode, where Don Red just walks into people's houses. They had this guy, or him delivering a package to this woman, and she's like flipping out, like, why are you coming into my house? Like, I don't think they've done that yet, and I'm so thankful they finally did that. And I don't know if they didn't realize, like, hey, he's supposed to be like a different type of guy. He's technically not human and whatnot, but no one else is flipped out about that, and they finally have someone do that. So then we get Sonai basically helping, calm the woman down. He kisses her on the hand and whatnot. And as they're leaving, Don Red goes, yeah, remember how we talked about Odin, which is it's like a type of food? That's what she was eating. So Sonai's like, okay, I'm going back. Just whips open the door and goes, whoa, that's Odin? That's cool. And just leaves. Okay, I guess she didn't lock her door afterwards, not like, if a robber came in, don't know what to tell ya. So then we go to the duel. They're in this I always consider it like a construction site, because it's basically just like gravel and there's like a deep hole. It's like a construction site. That's how I always see it. So it's just there's gravel all around, rocks and everything. And that's essentially where they're fighting. It's like a pit. And so they're literally about to start. Don Red, we kind of see he mentalizes the fight. And he does this thing where he charges at him and then ducks and rolls to the side and realizes hey, this guy wants to die. He wants to die in this battle. I can't touch him, and so he's thinking of scenarios like what happens if I slash this way, slash upwards, stuff like that. And it's like, okay, I keep coming to a draw. What am I supposed to do with the guy that wants to die? So he just decides, what, screw it, let's get into this. Let's just see if I can figure something out mid battle, essentially. So they start to charge at each other, and the stupid Sixth Ranger decides, screw you, you're not touching him. He's, you're not on his level. You're decades away, he says. I'm like, oh my, get out of here. You're ruining it. Obviously, we know what happens. If you've seen the preview, we know what happens. I talked about the preview last week. So, Sixth Ranger starts the fight, and then we just get everyone coming in one by one. It's just insane. I wish this was a two-parter. I would have rather it be a two-parter, and then you have them fight kind of the second half of next week's episode, because there's so much in here. We get Sixth Ranger again fighting Sonai. Then we get who is I think was it that ninja guy pops up next? No. Don Mosumi. I'm pronouncing that wrong. The purple Don, evil Don brother, the evil one, the purple one. Shows up, says, hey, Don Red's a enemy to the Cerebrians, fight him. So they start fighting, and then the ninja guy, which now has wizard powers, and he has the Magi Rangers powers. We literally see he does this thing with his hands, and in the sky we literally see the symbol of the Magi Rangers. So I can't remember. I think did they put the gear dropping? I don't remember if they have the gear dropping of the Magi Ranger. They should. If they didn't, Cause it was probably just the 1 second. There was so many things in here that I'm probably forgetting a tiny little detail like the gear dropping and whatnot. But we see it again. It's essentially the Majin Ranger. So the ninja guy, which again was 15 episodes ago or something like that, comes back, calls Don Red his rival, starts to try to beat him up with the magic and whatnot. So he transforms into again a magic monster, monster of the week type thing. Gets in there. We see the bestials pop up. The rest of the Don brothers get called to fight. Because obviously when a monster appears, their guns go off and say, hey, we got to go fight. So they all appear. They're confused, like, what the heck? Like, why are they not fighting one-on-one? So then we just get this epic battle. Like, this is honestly my favorite episode here. Like, what are we, 27 episodes in, I think? This was the best so far of the season. Again, I knew it was, going deeper into this series, so we're probably going to get more of these. But it was just in, like, a clash. Everyone's fighting everyone. You have good guys fighting bad guys, or good guys. Well, technically, there's good guys fighting good guys because the 6th Ranger gets beat up by Don Red. Saying, hey, like, get the heck out of here because, like, he's my fight. Like, what are you doing? So, like, he's fighting him at one. They fight each other at one point. We have the Cerebrians fighting Bestials. We have the Don brothers fighting the magic ninja guy. They're fighting the Cerebrians. Then they kind of help each other because then they're like, okay, well we got to stop the Bestials who are also attacking everyone. And the Bestials are so powerful that these are like the minions because they're literally it's all the same design for the suit. But I think only 2 of them actually transform into, the bestial form. The rest of them are still in their human form, and they're tanking attacks. So we're getting to the point here where it's coming up, where that super suit is coming up. And again, I'm praying it's the whole team because you're just gonna have Don Red just solo these minions, and then again he has to solo alone the main boss or the monster of the week. Like I'm praying the whole team gets super suits, which. I guess this it's kind of off topic, but that's one thing I found really weird with Revice. Is the towards the end of the 3rd arc, like only Iki and Vice got basically the gift powers. Like it would have been nice to see Daiji and Sakura get it, or one of these other side characters also get it, because it just felt like Iki and Vice were the only ones that could take on GIF. And obviously in the end, Daiji ended up helping because I guess when he merged with Kagero was able to, but I don't like that's I love Revice. I thought Revice was really good, but that's the one thing that I just did not like was I might make a video on it too. So I just don't want just the main one person. Well, I mean it's technically Revice it was person and demon, but one main character just gets the new power up, and then the rest of them are sitting there, and then you have to figure out why the heck they're able to touch them because deep in the series get to 40 plus, then all these suits are going to be able to touch them. When it's established here, 20, well, basically the first 26 episodes, like, they can't touch a bestial, they can't damage a bestial. So, that's why I really hope the whole team gets a new super suit. Eventually, they decide again, like, hey, like, you guys go fight, Don Red, So and I go fight, we'll take care of the bestials, we'll take care of this monster of the week. And so, they go off, and they kind of patch each other up, because you kind of see them both damaged, they're both bleeding, so they basically kind of exchange, like Don Red gives it's like a polar bear towel or something like that it wraps around him, and then I guess Sonai ripped a part of his shirt or something because it was the same blue cloth fabric that his shirt's made of, and it just wrapped it around his Don Red's arm. So that's when we get the plot dropped on us too. We're 13 minutes in. There's still I'm gonna try to make this fast because there's a lot more in here too. So we find out the bestials are made by the Don clan. Basically, the good guys made our eventual bad guys in the future. Things went wrong. Cerebrians were basically there to kind of help the human race, kind of in a sense to simplify, like super simplify, kind of protect the human race essentially. And that's why the Cerebrians will kill off the monsters of the week that when humans turn into them, basically kind of preventing them from becoming bestials and whatnot, essentially. That's super simplifying what they're talking about. So again, we get that dropped on us. We find out like, hey, that's why the Don Purple, the Morsum, God, I'm gonna say Don Purple because I keep butchering. I can't say it right. That's why they protect or she. But Don Red says he, says him. I don't know. It's a woman's voice, so I'm assuming it should be a woman, but I don't know. So what? Maybe it's just the mind control is all it is. So we'll find out again whenever that they gets unmind controlled and helps out the team. Maybe dies down the line. But that's why Don Purple kind of protects the Cerebrians, kind of attacks the DonBrothers and whatnot. So that's like the simplified version. Like you can go. There's literally probably 5 minutes of a clip. Of them just sitting down and talking and all this, information. And again, I just simplified it. That just basic simplification. It's the supposed good clan, the Don clan, made the bad guys, and the Cerebrians were created to basically stop the Bestials when the experiments just went the wrong way and didn't go right. So that we find out that then we go back to the the mosh pit of fighting and. The Six Rangers like, I'm tired of this. I'm getting annoyed. Switches to Don Tiger. Don Tiger one-shots the ninja magician guy. And then we go... Well, we don't go right into it because we see the Bistro side. Hey, we're going to leave. Despite they're kicking everyone's butt. They can't be touched. And then decide, okay, we're going to flee. Which, again, it's in the show, outside of the show for the writing, it's, hey, we got to be able to make sure these guys don't die because again right now they can't touch them. But in the show, if we're thinking the logic inside the show, they ran away after seeing a Monster of the Week guy get killed. They just, despite them beating up and winning, they decided we're just gonna book it and bail. But again, it writing standpoint, it makes sense as to why that happened. So then we get to the fight, and then Don Red shows up out of nowhere. And they help out the Don Dragon Tiger Megazord or whatever it's called. And they're like, hey, we got to wrap this up fast because I got to go battle. And so they beat him up, kill him, and the mega-sized monster. And we get this really cool camera, it's a couple camera shots of, it's like, the best way I can describe it is when you're on a hot road, probably like blacktop or something like that, and you can see from miles, and you just see the waves of basically the heat coming off the blacktop. That's what you see. That's essentially what it was, covering the whole screen of both of them. And the first shot is they're walking kind of towards each other, and that you have one here, just to say, hey, that way it's two people, and it's just the waves going, and then you get shots of them turning to each other like that. They turn to each other, and you get the face shots, and it's just the waves across their face and whatnot. And then we get the zoom out shot again, or not zoom out, but you get the the large shot again. Both transform, and it's a one deflect, one shot kill because Don Red wins it in the end, basically deflects the So Nice sword, and one slash down the side of him. I'm not gonna say kills because again I'm hoping for a round 3 for this, but we see him again. He falls over, potentially dead. I'm praying he's not dead. And then we get I was gonna try it again. Don Purple, we get come out, carries the body away, as Don Red doesn't even seem to notice, I guess, because he slashes, stands back up, and just walks away. And that's when Don Purple comes out, grabs So Nice body, and that's how the episode ends. So again, I'm praying for round 3 because that was an anticlimactic round 2. There was no fighting at all. It was just, again, it was essentially a one shot. Which, again, to be fair, that's kind of how Don Red died in the first. But that was a cheap shot because, again, they're weaker after they come out of their Robothero forms and, mega size into the Megazord. So that was kind of like, hey, I'm telling you my weakness, and I'm going to, and you're just going to kill me. And because, again, he can't lie. This one was more so hey, it was more fair of a fight, but I want a long battle, and that's what I'm thinking. That's what they're doing because they set it up like it was going to happen, But then then we got the whole mosh pit of fighting. So I'm hoping hold off till episode 40s, just 40s. Again, maybe the last 2 episodes of the series have that be the fight. So I'm not gonna get into the preview for next week because we're going back to a Don Black storyline where he's just kind of helping someone. And so I'm not going to get into it because this is already 20 minutes long. And after this high of an episode, again, we're going to kind of go down, go low. But, yeah, I'm going to be thinking about this one for a while. This one, again, like I said in the middle of this episode, probably my favorite episode. So for now, like the video, share the video, don't forget to subscribe, and I'm out of here. Peace.